Last year I made a dress for Calgary Frocktails, and I hated it. It looked beautiful on the hanger, but it just never felt right on me. So the dress hung in the closet for 11 months, unworn and unnoticed. I liked the fabric too much to let it go to waste. So I grabbed my seam ripper and my scissors, and I set to work turning the dress into something that would actually be worn. Today I'll show you how I refashioned the dress into something that I believe will be a lot more versatile. Hello, sewing friends. I'm Janine. Welcome to my channel. Thanks so much for pressing play and spending some time with me. Today I'm wearing a Cashmerette Cedar Dolman top. I made this in the late winter, and this thing has been worn umpteen times this summer. Interestingly, I think the top I wore the most last summer was also a Cashmerette Cedar Dolman. This version is in French terry, and the version that I wore all the time last year is in a pretty sturdy cotton jersey. This pattern is great for knits that are a little bit heavier weight because of the way that it hangs, and it kind of stays away from your body, which I like. I don't like things that cling. So this has been worn a ton. I'm sure I'll make another version next year. All of the patterns that I'm talking about in this video today are Cashmerette patterns. When I started sewing again, none of the big 4 patterns fit my curves. And then I discovered Cashmerette, and there were actual tissue pieces that would work for me. In the past several years, I've sewn quite a few Cashmerette tops and dresses in particular. I also refer to Jenny Rushmore's book, Ahead of the Curve, quite a bit because I need to use, other than the full bust adjustment, I often need to use the full belly adjustment and the calf adjustment that she includes in that book. If you're interested in adding to your Cashmerette pattern stash, there is a special deal until August 25th, 2025. If you buy 2 of Cashmerette's regular patterns, it's not club patterns. If you buy 2 regular patterns, Cashmerette will give you a 3rd for free. You don't need to enter a coupon code or anything. The discount is automatically applied in your cart. And if you're in the US, you get free shipping on orders over $100. I've got a link down below that you can click on to go to Cashmerette, just even to take a look at the pattern offerings if you like. And just full disclosure, that is an affiliate link. And anytime you use that, now, or 6 months from now, a year from now, I will get a little teeny tiny something. The dress was the Upton dress. On paper, it was absolutely perfect. In reality, as soon as I put it on, it just felt wrong. It didn't feel like me. It was too formal, too fussy. The empire waist was a little bit too high. And I really struggled with fitting and this shiny fabric. Anywhere things weren't quite perfect, it showed, and I didn't like that. But I loved the fabric. So I thought about a friend of mine who sews beautiful skirts and pairs them with simple tops for special events. And I decided to just pull out my seam ripper and my scissors and cut off the skirt. Because the pattern has the empire waist along the top, I was able to unpick just at the top of that, and I was left with a skirt with a waistband and a bodice. This is all that's left of the bodice, and I know this will not be worn again. The only things that were left to finish to make it a wearable skirt, I had to add a facing to the waistband and finish the zipper. That was it. I went looking for fabric to finish the waistband, and I settled on linen. I don't know if it was the right choice, but my thinking is that I wanted a waistband that had some structure to it so it would actually stand up as a waistband, because this fabric on its own has absolutely no structure whatsoever. So I got linen. I just stitched on the waistband, folded it under, hand finished the bottom of the waistband, finished the end of the zipper, and that was it. I had a beautiful new skirt. And it went with a couple of things in my closet already. So far, in about an hour and a half, I had a win-win. No longer have a dress in my closet that I won't wear, and I have a skirt that I will. When I bought the linen for the waistband, I also bought enough fabric to make a top. All along, I planned to have a top that would match this skirt as well as possible. And the linen color, that pewter-ish color, worked, I think. I had a style in mind for the top, and that was inspired by someone I saw at last year's Calgary Frocktails. One of our guests wore, I think it was a skirt and top, and the top was sleeveless and loose fitting and just kind of, I guess it's a blouson style. She looked so elegant, but also casual, comfortable, but certainly party worthy. That was the look I wanted. Went into my closet and pulled out a couple of different tops that I've made in the past and tried them on with the skirt so I could get an idea of what pattern I wanted to use. Now, this first one, the top is way too small. Number one, I know that. Also, I didn't think that even the right size, it wasn't going to drape the way that I wanted over the skirt. Just wasn't going to give me the look that I wanted. This second top was a winner. And I would even wear this top with the skirt. Crazy color combinations. I think it kind of works. But the pattern I thought definitely worked. Difference was this top is made out of viscose and I'm working with linen. So it does have a different look than the yellow top. That pattern is the Cashmerette Springfield, which I've used a few times in the past. It's a very simple, quick to sew top. What I like about it is that the front is very simple with bust darts, but in the back, there's a yoke, and then there are the 3 panels in the back. Don't think those are called princess seams? Maybe they are, even though they're in the back. The yoke on the pattern is just a single piece of fabric. Because I was working with linen and concerned about fraying, I decided to face the back yoke and use a burrito method, and everything is all sealed up then. No worries about things fraying. The top was made up in a couple hours. Super simple make. And now I have a top that matches the skirt. And I like the way they go together. And the top can be worn with a ton of different things. With jeans, shorts, other skirts, under jackets or sweaters. And it's a solid color. I have a lot of color in my closet. This is a nice subdued neutral. It will get a lot of wear. I'm pleased with how I was able to take something that hung in the closet and I wouldn't even look at it for 11 months and turn it into a garment that will be worn again. I would absolutely use the Upton pattern just to make a skirt again in the future because I do like the skirt shape and it would be really cute in linen or in a border print or something like that. Have you ever rescued something, remade something, refashioned something that you had made that you were not happy with? Or a ready-to-wear garment that you had in your closet and you weren't wearing? I hope you will tell us about it in the comments. We're all becoming more aware of how much waste we put out there, and honestly, I'm pleased that I managed to save one garment that would have wound up in a donation bag that made it to a landfill, and instead I put it back into rotation. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you're well, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.